Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Brittany with Modern Day Raptors and Norman and Mia, my Pacific Parrots. Today we are going to talk about 5 must-haves of being a parent owner. First one is vacuums. Every shape, size, color, brand you could possibly ever dream of, get it. Because now that you're a parent owner, you are going to be cleaning excessively because these little ones like to make messes constantly. Any hobbies that you originally had before owning a parrot, they're mute. You're now filling all of your time with vacuuming, so get as many as possible. When it comes to the number 2, the caveats off of vacuuming. Once you're done vacuuming, you now have to mop and disinfect all of your hard floors, any vinyl, hardwood floors, all that jazz. So I highly recommend getting a steam mop. Steam mops are amazing for having birds because, one, they can disinfect while cleaning without using harsh chemicals. Birds have very sensitive respiratory systems, so you no longer could use any of those detergent kind of stuff like Fabuloso, Pine Sol, bleach, any of those things you can no longer use on your floor without causing harms to your bird. So number 3 is a power washer. This is a lifesaver when it comes to cleaning cages. It does cut down on the time, energy, and scrubbing that you're going to have to do. It definitely took me a while to finally commit to one. I don't know why I drug my feet, but I did. They don't have to be extremely expensive or anything like that. You can get relatively inexpensive models. I'll link the one that I have down in the description. I think I paid less than $200 for it. It's a pretty decent size, but not too big where I can't just get it to and from wherever I need to go pretty easily. So I highly recommend getting one of those. With how many birds I have, it cuts my cleaning time of cages a week pretty much in half. And then number 4, I would recommend getting several air purifiers. Birds have a dander that they emit off of their feathers. If you do not get a air purifier, you can develop bird fancier's disease over repeated exposure to their dust. It's not good for you nor them. That disease normally has where your lungs are coated in their dust, causing it really hard for you to breathe. You can develop allergy to that dust. So it's just a really good thing to have in general. I always recommend getting an air purifier that has more layers of filtration, the better. All of them, you definitely need to make sure that you have a HEPA filter, but if you have multiple layers going up to that HEPA filter, it's going to cause less work on that HEPA filter, which you will have to replace less often. Usually ones that have multiple layers, normally those ones can be washable, which is, again, another lifesaver. If you get an air purifier that has only a HEPA filter and no other filtration prior to that, you're going to be replacing that HEPA filter quite often, and that can become very expensive. I find that the cheaper air purifiers tend to go that route because upfront cost is super cheap, but maintaining that HEPA filter ends up being very expensive over time. The last thing that I always recommend is a good pair of noise-canceling headphones. Not to say that you don't love your bird and you don't love its cheeping and screaming and all that other jazz. It is just good practice to wear them when you're dealing with your birds. A lot of times, many people allow their birds to be on their shoulder, like myself. And no matter the size, if they're tiny like this, or you can hear my macaw out there screaming, it can take damage to your ears if they're just randomly screaming in your ear. And then after a long day of at work, coming home, and your birds are excited to see you, and it's just loud and obnoxious, and if you're already overstimulated, sometimes that just helps keep your cool. I love all of my birds to the T, but every once in a while, you're just like, oh my god. Sometimes, like, when you're cleaning, when you're vacuuming, stuff like that, birds like to scream because it's vacuuming time. They like any loud noises, they like to match them. So it's just good practice to wear ear protection as much as you can around your birds. For your future self, wear Ear Pro. That way you are not deaf in 10 years from hanging out with your birds. But those are the top 5 things that I would recommend when owning a bird or birds. There are definitely many things that you need to have when you own a bird, but those are the top 5 things that I always say are must-haves. So we will end on that note. Come on. We'll let Norman say goodbye. Go pika pika pika.